Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is probably the biggest pain in the bum to get out that you're going to get out living up here in the north in Toronto. We're in a climate where we use salt to break down ice. This was a new truck to me 4 or 5 days ago, and the previous owner or detailer used a really crappy method to try to remove the salt. And when I looked at the truck, everything looked fine. It was all nice and dark carpet, but what they do is they saturate the carpet to kind of hide it. Over a couple days of driving around now, as you can see here, nice white salt coming all in. It's all up the cavity throughout here. It's all across where the edges of the rubber factory OEM floor mat goes. So let's try and see what we can do to kind of minimize this. The carpet is actually quite saturated still, unfortunately. So first, what you want to do, always start with a good vacuum. And working down in these areas, do yourself a favor. I'm 41 years old in a couple days, and I've been doing this for a long time, and just resting on the floor, my knees are absolutely trash. So do yourself a favor. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Get yourself a little piece of foam, put it down on the ground, kneel down on it. It's going to save you a lot of heartache later. So hopefully the sound isn't too bad. Let's start up the vacuum. Alright, well that didn't do too much, but it just picked up the main amount of dirt and whatnot, so you kind of deal with what you're looking at. And as you can see here, we still have a lot of salt left in. Now I'm not too worried about the brown and the dirt and all the smudges within here right now. We'll get to that in a later video in the springtime when I shampoo the seats that have a couple stains and whatnot. I can live with that for now personally. So let's take a look at what we can do. Now, a lot of people at this point in time will go to, your local auto store. Up here we have Canadian Tire, Part Source, what have you, Napa, and just get like a salt remover and just foam it up and just go to town on it right now. But when you do that, you're just saturating the area even worse, and it's harder to break it up. What I find to do first is, you can't see them here, but there's some hard lines here. What you want to do is you want to get rid of those big chunks first. Grab up that dry stuff, even though you can see my hand is kind of wet right now. But you don't want to, as dry as it can be, you want to start attacking that first. So grab yourself a nice stiff bristle brush, as you can see here, and just start going into it. Break it all up. Try to get that top layer of stuff that you can get up when it's dry, because once it's wet, it just proves a little bit harder to attack. And as you can see, the powder breaking up here right away, that's going to be real easy to vacuum up quickly. Now, if it was saturated, it's going to be trying to like vacuum up mud. It's not an impossible task to do, but it's just going to take you a while. So I like to kind of go at this systematically, break it all up as best as I can right now. I don't know if I'm even in shot right now, but hopefully we are. Again, learning together. I'm going to have to get the screen so that I can see what I'm doing and see if I'm staying in shot or need to adjust. Alright, so we've done that. Right now, let's just suck that stuff up with the vacuum. Alright, we're already looking better in here. Now let's take a look at something that you can't see. So, if you look down in here, let me see, give me a second. You can see all that white goo that's down there. Hopefully that's showing up. That's all that salt that's gone down through this gap. Still don't know why manufacturers do this. So what I got here is an old flathead screwdriver. Now, I wouldn't necessarily suggest you do this at home. I've been doing it for a long time, so you have to have a really, really gentle touch. And if you can see, this is a very rounded screwdriver. So I'll just go in here lightly and just try to break some of that heavy stuff up. Now, a lot of guys won't do this because you don't really see it. So you can kind of trick people into it and just kind of saturate the area and you know, pretend like you've done something, but you know, it's not how I quite like how to do things. So let's see what I can do. I'm going to put the camera back over here. Hopefully it's still with you and you can see what's going on. And let's see what I can do. Now I'm using very, very little bit of pressure because I don't want to damage the fibers of the carpet in any way, shape, or form. But I just want to get that top layer of salt off, and before I go through with my actual salt remover. Nice and gently. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not aiming for perfect, and I'm noticing up in here now. I didn't look at this when I bought the trucks. I bought it in a snowstorm up in Aurelia, but you can see all the dirt in here. So we'll hit that while we're at it. So I think we've kind of done what we can with the salt there. Let's get our vacuum, and where's that little brush? Oh, and our little green brush to kind of push stuff out, and we'll get that cleaned up. Alright, let's take a look at how that looks down there. Don't mind the panel, we're going to take that after. And as you can see in there, trying to see if I can separate it a bit, it's vastly improved down there. All the whites, all that salt that's there, some of course will have been pushed way down in there and gone under this piece of plastic, unfortunately. But if you take a look at the carpet all through here where I'm showing with the brush, there's still a little bit of flake, but we'll get that with the pH balance remover. We've got the majority of it out with a very gentle hand and an old rounded screwdriver so we don't damage anything. So let's go on to the next step. So for the next step, what I have here, you can't buy this at a retail store, but I do also stock this for sale if anybody wants to buy it from a local company, because I'm really big on supporting local. It's a local company named Autobrite, and they make products for the detail community. Now, not every one of their products is perfect. Not every Chemical Guys product or Meguiar's product is perfect as well. But when you do this long enough, you try out a bunch of different products and see what works best for you. And I find that their pH balanced salt remover is by far the best one out there that I've ever actually used. So I exclusively use that product. So what we'll do is we'll put the camera back here a little bit. Hopefully we can still see. Take some of your salt remover and really saturate the area at this point in time. We're going to suck it up with a wet dry vac. So get it in there. Now you can't see these spots that have come out miraculously already, but I want to make sure just in case there's any little spots that I can't see, we're going to hit those spots up. And we're going to let that do its thing for a moment. You know what we do have here is I have my drill, my cordless drill. I always have about 6 batteries charged ready to go. This is an upholstery brush that you can find through Amazon and a couple different detail shops. Autobrite does have it. eShine and a lot of other local spots have it. This yellow brush is for upholstery and upholstery only. So now that these areas have saturated a bit, let's go and hit them with the brush. You want to really agitate this stuff now. You want to try to just get it up there. Really mix it up. You don't want to push too hard. Let the drill do the work. Now this is big and cumbersome. You can't get into every spot. So we have the good old orange. Let's get him in there. Let's agitate these areas as best as we can without drill couldn't get. up underneath the pedal is always a spot that's very difficult to get, but you'll get there. Okay, let's take a towel. Just kind of push in there and try to soak up some of that moisture. Still got to vacuum it, but you know, this will absolutely help pick up some of that top layer of moisture, and the fibers and the towel will also help to grab at the stuff and pull it out of this carpet. Let's take a look at what we got here. I don't know how well that shows on camera, but you can see all the dirt and the grime and the salt, mainly on this side. You can see it there. All right, let's hit it with the vacuum again. All right, well, I can see on the front of that lens there, I got some spots on there, so I apologize if that all of a sudden looked pretty funny. But as you can see, this looks a heck of a lot better. Is it perfect? By no means is it perfect. Is it a lot better down here? I do believe it is a lot better than it was. What we'll do is on my next video, I'll try to do a little recap of once the saturation comes out of this and it dries out a little bit, to see if that white here returns or not, because right now it is a little bit moist, as you can see. So like I started this video off saying that some people just saturate the area and try to hide it. I don't want to do that at all. So let's see what happens in the next video. We'll catch you later. Bye now.